This feels weird. I haven't streamed in a long time. It's been quite a while. Been quite a while since I've streamed. And why is that? I think it's been 3 months since my last stream. And I haven't streamed in 3 months simply because I haven't really wanted to. There's really been nothing that I've really wanted to stream that much. I have been playing Minecraft. I've been playing a lot of different games recently, but I just haven't felt the urge to really stream any of it, to be quite honest. I've only felt the urge to really stream once or twice. And it's not that I don't enjoy streaming, it's just I much prefer like relaxing and doing things my own way most of the time. But I have been working on the Minecraft base recently. I don't exactly remember what I was doing 3 months ago the last time I streamed it, but since then I've made quite a few minor additions to the base. Basically, I've just built up the towers a little bit and cleaned up a bunch of farms and done some underground work with my hallway design. So this base is going to eventually have 2 portions, an above ground and underground portion. So I've been working a little bit in the underground portion to start building it up a little bit bigger. But the design is a little bit complex, so it does take a while to build and I get bored of it. So not too much progress done, but I started digging out the other side as well, and I've started filling in some holes. So this side is going to have warped nether wart instead of, or sorry, red nether wart instead of warped nether wart, so it's going to be sort of the inverse. It's going to be like white and red versus black and blue. So I've been doing a lot of that, cleaning up stuff in the underground, added a couple of farms. Oh, that's right. So the most recent addition to this base, to this base, is a quad slime chunk and this beauty of a farm, which is just a warped nether wart farm. Not my design. I don't design redstone farms. I just searched up a farm that looked pretty easy to build, and then I used that, and it looks pretty cool. Water on the walls, so the TNT doesn't blow anything up. And then the only other addition so far has been a slime chunk that I've been digging out ever so slowly. Been digging out this quad slime chunk farm right here. A couple layers have been dug out so far. It's not finished yet because honestly I don't really need it, so I haven't really felt the urge to expand it very much. If anything, it's more of like a stone farm than anything else, because I don't really need the slime quite yet. But I've dug it out down to right here, and then the hope is that eventually I'll take it all the way down to bedrock. But you know, bedrock's quite a while. The only reason I want to dig down that low is I do need a lot of deep slate for the top half of the build. The only issue is that this slime farm does interfere with the lower half of the build, since it's right smack dab in the middle, so I haven't really figured out an issue with that yet. Let's see, I connected up the cactus and then the sugarcane farm to the automatic storage system, and then I added a bunch of drops from the wood farm to go into this chest as well. So, you know, anytime I run it should be going in there, and then that's about it. So really nothing, like I said, nothing too crazy has been going on. I just really want to keep working on the walls of the base, since they are very tall and can get quite annoying to build, and I don't know where I put all my stone. I'm gonna have to find it. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go find some stone. I don't really like digging for deep slate. Is always really boring, so I try to do it. I don't really do it that often just because it takes so long, even with a beacon. Oop, no. Alright, I have no idea where all my deep slate deposits are, but looks like I will be finding some. I want to see how far I can get upgrading the walls. Wow, I do not have a lot of deep slate. I vaguely remember putting deep slate in a chest, but now that I'm specifically looking for it, I cannot for the life of me remember what chest that might be. Which is not the most ideal circumstance when I'm going to be building purely out of this block, and I can't find any. Oh well. But yeah, it's gonna be like half an hour of me doing this until I get bored. So, you know, this tends to get really boring, so it really opens up the opportunity for me to vent for a while. But now that I say that out loud, I had thought about it. I had like a whole plan of ideas I wanted to talk about, topics I wanted to discuss and whatnot. But, you know, I thought about it for like a half hour. I didn't start streaming for like a half an hour because I was just like setting stuff up, and I can't think of a single topic that I was thinking of. Literally not a single one. Like, I am drawing a complete and utter blank on everything that I was thinking about. I ate an apple. That was kind of cool. Well, I half ate an apple. I didn't finish it. Come on, you gotta be more interesting than that. I haven't slept in a while. My sleep schedule is kind of garbage, so mental capacity is not at 100%. I think, what time is it? It's 9 a.m. When did I wake up? I woke up at 5 p.m. So it's a brain. My brain is a little bit confused because I'm basically operating on a night owl sleep schedule for no other reason than apparently my body just loves being awake at night for no apparent reason. Come on, there had to be something interesting you wanted to talk about. I started playing Dishonored, the original game. Oh, really? I'm already out of stone. Okay, well, I started playing Dishonored, the first game in the Dishonored series, Dishonored the Definitive Edition, and apparently, so I started playing it, and I was having a lot of fun with it. So I was taking a look at like reviews about the game after I started playing it, and I realized the game is hella old. It came out in like 2016 or something. Okay, I don't think that's the right time, but like it came out like I think over 5 years ago, over 6 years ago. It's hella old, and to me the game seems like a recent game. So it was kind of like a wake-up call. Not a wake-up call, but like one of those shock factors when you realize you're getting old. You're like, this game that I thought was pretty new is kind of ancient in terms of like game age. But then again, I also feel like Fortnite is relatively new, and Fortnite's been a thing for a long time. So is Among Us. Oh, I know where I have a lot of stone that I should go get. Alright, I'll use up this and then I'll go get the rest of it. So yeah, the walls need to be built up quite a bit. You know, it's day 1000 in this world, and this base that I started so many, like I think almost a year ago, still has, you know, not even two quarters of the top part done. So I've been slacking it, but that's kind of how it goes with Minecraft. Is you get really into Minecraft for like a month or two, and then you don't touch it for almost, you know, for like twice as long as you were into it. Don't know why, that just seems to be like the universal experience that people have with Minecraft. No, it's just sort of one of the quirks of the game. I think mainly it's just because I think almost anything you want to do in Minecraft requires quite a bit of time investment. Since the game is, you know, it's a sandbox game, so there's very little direction in what you have to do, and that usually just lends itself to building. So I think people get really into Minecraft, they do like the whole exploring with friends, find a really cool place, and then you're like, wow, you know, like it'd be really cool to set up like a base here, and you know, you get all these ideas to build stuff, and then you start building them, and you're like, you remember this takes like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of work, and you're not even finished, and then you kind of just get bored of it just because it takes so much time. That's why single player worlds always more attractive to me, because I know that single player worlds generally stand the test of time better than server worlds do. Because, you know, worlds, like server worlds that you play on with people require upkeep. You know, you gotta either have like you either use it on like a hosting site, or you gotta pay credits to host it, or you have to run it on your own computer, which I did for a bit, and that was kind of awful. I mean, not awful, it was just like a lot more effort than it was worth. Oh, really? Ooh. I started eating pumpkin pie as well, because my main source of food in this world, I think the entirety of the world, has been cooked pork chops, because I made like a hoglin farm, and then I AFK'd at it overnight one time, and it literally got me like 20 double chests worth of cooked pork chops. I'm like, wow, I guess I literally never need food again. But I haven't refilled at it in a long time. I haven't used the farm in over 2 years, and I realized I was like, I'm out of blocks. I realized I'm full up on sugarcane, and I'm full up on eggs like constantly, and I'm throwing them away. And I was like, wait, you know what's like a food that I'm always never make? Like, let me try saying that sentence again, but in proper English this time. You know what's a food that, you know, seems really expensive and extravagant to make, so I never make it? That requires 2 of those 3 ingredients is pumpkin pie. So I just like crafted a crap ton of pumpkin pie just because, like, what else am I gonna use eggs and sugarcane for? Because I'm full up on rockets. I literally can't hold any more rockets. I have too much sugarcane, and you know, the farm I made is pretty damn good, and I don't need books for anything. And if I ever do need books, I have I have villagers that trade me bookshelves anyway. So like, really don't need paper for anything other than firework rockets. And you know, firework rockets, you don't even use them that much. Well, you do use them a lot, but like, I have a full shulker box plus this ready for fireworks, and this is flight duration 3 rockets as well, so they're, you know, more powerful. So I'm just like, I was just running out of paper, and I'm like, yeah, I can just make that one food item I never make. I don't do a lot of manual crafting for food just because like it's unnecessary when you can trade for golden carrots or you can just get meat. I think food in Minecraft should definitely be overhauled. There really isn't much benefit to food in mid to late game Minecraft, especially late game Minecraft. Like there's just no need to ever switch. Once you have a stable food supply of one food, you never go back. So like once you have a stable meat supply or a stable golden carrot supply, you don't need food ever again. So I think both food and potions need overhauls in Minecraft because I think the magic side of Minecraft is sorely lacking. There's some good potion of there's really cool potion effects that you can get. There's really cool effects you can get in the game, but potions themselves are very limited. Like jump boost maxes out at 2. You can't get haste potions, you have to get haste beacons. What else is there? I literally can't think of anything else, but like there's a lot of magic that can be explored in Minecraft. I think potions should be made more powerful and easier to use because right now I think the biggest reason nobody likes using potions is they're not stackable. So they're really hard to use. So like make them multi-use or make them stackable. I think enchantments being not explored. What is the word? Expanded. If you expand enchantments, that could be really fun. So I think when Telltale Games was a thing and they made Minecraft Story Mode, I think one of the coolest things about Minecraft Story Mode back then was how it took like these things in Minecraft that were kind of useless or just like not popular and made them look cool. So like potions in Minecraft Story Mode were like actually powerful and cool. And you know, potions in Minecraft are hardly ever used. Fire resistance and water breathing I think are like the most used Minecraft potions. And then I think slow falling is okay, night vision is sometimes used. But like night vision potions are kind of useless because, you know, if anybody actually cares about seeing, I think most people have like their gamma maxed out. So, you know, it's never too dark. And anybody that cares about like vision usually has the Ever Bright resource pack that makes everything bright so that you never need night vision. Plus, like, if you use night vision potions, they make everything look awful. If you're underwater, if you're in the nether, they're basically useless. Because they make everything, like, tinted. So they're just not a good potion. So enchantments and potions, and what other, like, I think Minecraft should have more magic in it. Because, like, it's not like Minecraft has ever been shy about magic. Like, Minecraft is a game designed to have magic in it. Like, the enchantment table's been in the game for so long. And, you know, the Ender Dragon literally breathes the magic. So I mean, there's a lot of things Minecraft could do to make itself better, but it doesn't have to. Because for the most part, if there's ever anything in Minecraft that should be added, most of the time modders do it. But that raises a good question, is it the responsibility of Microsoft to add in all these things to keep the game fresh and alive, or is it not? Because Minecraft is one of those games that's pretty timeless. Like it doesn't need regular updates. Like a game like League of Legends, you know. League has survived for over 10 years because it's constantly updated, you know, like weekly to monthly changes, basically. Is it? Or not weekly, sorry, bi-weekly. Bi-weekly to bi-monthly changes. Like the game is constantly in a state of flux. Nothing about the game stays constant, and that's what keeps the game fresh. So constant updates where they change stuff, they add stuff, they remove stuff, bring in I'm already out of blocks, bring in new champions, all that stuff. So a game like League is constantly changing, but it has to constantly change because it's a competitive game. Minecraft is a game that's focused on single player. Like there's no esports for there's no like incredibly esport, like it's not like there's not like an esports league for Minecraft. So Minecraft is like, you know, your average single player game. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be relevant all the time, and that's like the beauty of Minecraft is because Minecraft was like super popular for a long time when I was in elementary school, and then, you know, people were like, oh, this is cringe, and then it died out. And then around the time of the pandemic, around like, you know, around 20, I don't know if it was 2019 or 2018 when the resurgence happened, but Minecraft kind of experienced a renaissance where everyone kind of came back to Minecraft. It's like, wait, this game we all loved as a kid that we wrote off is still a really good game, and then it became incredibly popular, and it's still very popular today. So like Minecraft doesn't need to be changed constantly, but it's also not a game that I think could just be left alone. Like I think Minecraft is a great game as it is, but if they just never added anything to it again, then it would probably, you know, it probably wouldn't be anywhere near as good. Because I both like change in games and despise change. So, oops. I'm gonna need more rockets. So I think it's important for games to have updates, but also you need to recognize when your game doesn't need updates as well. Because Minecraft, I don't like, what I'm trying to hint at here is like, I really don't like what Microsoft are doing, because I don't think Minecraft needs to have all these tiny little intricacies added to it. Because, you know, modded Minecraft is generally very complicated. So, like, I played a Minecraft mod pack called Better Minecraft, where it's very complex, but also kind of, like, it's very stylistic. So there's lots of little things that make it interesting. And Minecraft doesn't need to be like that in depth. But I don't like how Microsoft has run Minecraft since they bought it from Mojang, I think. Since they bought Mojang, I believe. Because, you know, the first thing is mob teasers. Like, they shouldn't tease, like, mob votes. There's 3 mobs that you have coded into the game that are very clearly finished products, and you're making the community choose one? That's stupid. But realistically, what I don't like is, like, I know I just went on this whole spiel about Minecraft doesn't need updates, but, you know, they tease these big updates and then don't really do anything. You know, in the past, you know, Minecraft Caves and Cliffs update was supposed to be one big update, and it ended up being 2 big updates where they're like, oh yeah, hey, look at all this cool new cave generation and all these new cool caves, but, you know, we're not going to actually do anything. We're not going to do the second half of the update that we promised, which is stupid. And then what I really hate is, like, look at the new update 1.20. We're getting spirit blossom, cherry blossom trees. We're getting path ruins, and like we're getting one new mob that basically just sniffs out a decorative plant. We're getting vases and pottery shards, and they're nerfing netherite and adding like armor trim. Armor trim is cool. A new tree is always welcome, and, you know, decorative stuff is cool, but it really feels like the only thing they're really doing with this update is decoration. Now, I haven't been following Minecraft 1.20 too closely, but from what I've gathered, that's what's being added. I'm like, really? Like, that's all you're gonna add to the game? That's it? Like pottery? Honestly, you know, pottery's like archaeology and stuff like that. If you like it, cool. That's your prerogative if you like it. But personally, I have no interest for vases, and I have very, 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 very little interest in digging up treasure from dirt or finding ruins. That's just like paths. The archaeology, like, I have no interest in any of the archaeology thing because, like, fossils, when they added fossils, that was cool. I like dinosaurs. I think, like, fossils, mobs are cool, but pottery just is not that interesting to me. And I think it seems odd that they're doing so little with this update when the previous update they added ancient cities and they added what looks to be the precursor to another dimension. So I'm pretty sure in every ancient city there is the reinforced deep slate warden statue. It's like, it kind of looks like a warden, and it's just a giant. It's a giant ring of blocks that cannot be mined or broken. So it's like a ring of bedrock in the world, and that's very clearly like a special thing. It's like, what are you gonna do with it? It can't just be decoration. There's already enough useless structures in the game, like the desert well and the jungle temple. Like, those don't do anything. And then ocean ruins really don't do anything either. You gotta add some usage to it. And it's been so long since Minecraft has had a new dimension. The last new dimension was literally the Nether. And technically, like, if you can also consider, like, the update to the end. If you want to consider the update, the end update, like the end expansion, a new dimension, that was in Minecraft 1.9. That was so long ago. Like, that was actually so ridiculously long ago. And another point to bring up, another reason like I'm bringing up that point is the Aether mod just got updated like a month or two ago, I think. And the Aether mod, if you don't know, is one of Minecraft's most famous, if not the most famous Minecraft mod. And what it was is it added sort of like an inverse of the Nether to the world. So where the Nether is made out of obsidian, and it's basically a hell region. I didn't bring enough blocks, what am I doing? Then the Aether mod was a sky dimension, like an angelic sky dimension that was made, the portal was made out of glowstone, and you activated it with water. And it was like one of the most famous mods, and then there's like this big whole meme in the community about like people being trolled thinking it was real and like it not working, but like it's one of the most famous mods. It finally got updated to the most recent version of Minecraft, and it looks fantastic. Like, it looks like, you know, it's high quality. It doesn't even look like a mod. And Minecraft really needs a new dimension. Like, it needs something big. The biggest, like, to be fair, Minecraft, what is the wild update, I think this update is called, is pretty big because it added, you know, another, what is it, 200 blocks worth of building thing? And that's crazy, because when Caves and Cliffs got teased, I remember, like, I was telling my friends, I was like, one of two things has to happen for this update to actually be possible. Either they're going to make Minecraft, they're gonna expand the height limit for Minecraft, or they're gonna add a new dimension, because there's no way they can expand the caves and the mountains without upping the height, basically. And it ended up being the former, or the latter rather than the former. They increased the world height, which I think is so cool. And like, I don't know if it was overdue, but it definitely feels like it definitely was a change I had been wanting for a long time, was a bigger world height. To be fair, I've never actually really made use of, you know, 0 to 250. I've never made use of 255 blocks, or at least I haven't made use of all 255 blocks too much. But having that extra layer, having that extra height, made Minecraft way cooler. It was a very, well, I almost missed, very fantastic change. But Minecraft, honestly, Minecraft needs a new dimension because it needs a bit more of like a linear progression system. Because right now, Minecraft's progression is kill the Ender Dragon and then go about your day. So obviously, to get to the Ender Dragon, you have to go to the Nether. So you have to go from the overworld into the Nether. You have to go to a fortress. You have to kill blazes. You have to get eyes, which you can get either from the Nether or the overworld. Then you have to travel to the end, kill the Ender Dragon, and then from there you can also travel outwards in the end, and you can explore deeper into the end to get treasure, basically. And most excuse me, and most serious Minecraft players who have like a serious world will adventure deep into the end to get wings and to get shulker boxes, because those are some of the best quality of life changes to ever be added to Minecraft, if not the best ones. Those were like game breaking changes. Man, my pinky hurts from shifting so much. But after that, there's really nothing to do. Like, the Wither is the second boss in the game, and it's a completely optional boss that people get for basically just to get a buff. Like, that's the only reason you really kill the Wither, is so you can get a buff. And, you know, like a to be fair, a permanent buff, as long as you're in the range, but still not that interesting. And then, you know, the only sort of tertiary boss in Minecraft is the Elder Guardian. And Elder Guardians are limited, and you can't respawn them. They only spawn in ocean monuments, and they basically just serve as an annoyance. What Elder Guardians are a deterrent to just mine into ocean monuments, basically, because they restrict you from mining. That's all they are. So Minecraft really needs to add another boss, because, you know, some of the most popular Minecraft mods have been mods that add in like bosses. So I'm thinking Ore Spawn, because Ore Spawn was my favorite. Ore Spawn, Twilight Forest. I think the Aether had like a boss, but like Minecraft not having another dimension is frankly ridiculous. And I think that leans into sort of the whole magic aspect that I was talking about earlier. Minecraft should have more magic in it. You know, the thing about Minecraft's lore is like it's very ambiguous, and that's on purpose, because the lore isn't supposed to be explained. But the way, like, I subscribe to MatPat's theory of, like, I subscribe to MatPat's lore theory, which is the world is desolate and overrun by monsters, and the previous inhabitants were forced into the end and the Nether by mobs, and basically perished there. That, you know, like the previous inhabitants of the world, the builders, were transformed into Endermen, or were killed and became, you know, part of the mobs. I think that's a really cool part of the lore, but like, you know, there's hints of stuff in Minecraft's lore. Minecraft's lore is basically like just a big creepypasta. Wow, why is there a zombie there? What the hell? Is there this is kind of rare. There might be, yeah, there's a zombie horde spawning. That's so rare. I haven't had one of these spawn in so long. Let me see if I can get, oh, they're not killing my villagers, are they? Let's see if I can get some helmets to stop them from despawning. I haven't had one of these spawn in forever, because these are one of the only things that can spawn in a safe place like an ocean monument, so that's cool. Okay, where did all of them go? Can you all pick up blocks? That would be really cool. Oh, they're kind of stuck on my floor because they don't know how to get around it too well. Come on. Okay, wait, what? No, some of them picked them up. That's so annoying. I just want to keep them because it's always handy to have zombies in a base. Can I in here? There are. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this, this, this. You're gonna come in here, please. You're gonna get blocked off like idiots. And I'll put a roof over your head so you don't burn. Oh, you only here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. So they should all be able to pick up something. Oh wait, the shovel zombie won't. Whatever. Whatever stays in there can stay in there, and then we have the ones down here. Anybody make it? Anybody here? Yeah, a lot of you are here. Okay, let's grab this. Oops. Come on, pick stuff up. Did he pick up the whole stack? Oh, you greedy rat bastard. Okay. Well, I didn't really want him to do that, but oh well. Need you all to come out here, please. I didn't know they could pick up stacks of items. I think that's all of them. Anybody in here? I just want them not to get absolutely murdered by those iron golems that it looks like they're headed for. Come on, is that everybody? I don't really need all of these guys, but the more the merrier. How are you possibly stuck there? You are the most useless zombie I have ever seen in my life. Why did I give you an iron axe? That just seems like poor planning on my part. There we go. I really gave that guy an iron axe and he almost killed me. That being said, I am going to give them all iron axes now. Okay, how many sticks? Let's just grab a stack of sticks. I don't actually know how many there are in there, but this should be fine, right? How many of you need helmets? The most important thing I like giving zombies that can pick up items is helmets. Just because that guarantees that they won't ever burn if I take them out. I also like giving them axes because axes will help in the future if I ever use them for villager killing, so that they can one-hit villagers. Really not gonna pick up the axes? Will they not swap the helmet out for an axe? They might swap the helmet out for a sword, though. If I give one of them a sword, will they swap it out for a sword? Will I stop saying sword? Here. Yeah, okay, they will swap out their item for a sword. They won't swap it out for an axe. You know, a sword is almost as good as axe. Let's make 2, 3. Let's make 3. Here you go. Is there any way... Oh my god, I got the emeralds back. Okay. So I got the emeralds back, but do I really want to jump into that? I'm going to try it. This could mean the end of my 200... I really don't want to try it now. You know what? Let's be smart about this. I'm not the most stupid person in the world, right? I didn't pick up any emeralds. Oh shit. Okay, this isn't actually too bad. Oh my, no world, I just did that. That could have ended a lot worse. Thank God, somehow I accidentally saved myself. There we go. Okay. Just need to put the iron back. I don't think I'm gonna keep those, but might as well chuck them anyway. I think that's all the zombies in here. If there's any more, they'll despawn. All my villagers are... I don't think any of them can be killed like this. I know zombies can actually hit through block caps like this, but all the villagers, for the most part, are in the back. And I think if they got hit once, they'd stay in the back. So I don't really have any need to cure any villagers right now. But in the future, if I do, I have a lot of zombie candidates. More than I'll ever need, to be honest. It's always good to have extra. Of course, I'm out of deep slate. Okay. Should I mine some up? I'm getting very tired. I don't really plan on streaming for very long. I don't know, I don't really have a plan in mind for how long I'm gonna stream. I just really had the urge to play... Well, to be honest, I had the urge to play some League, but then I was like, dude, it's like 8 a.m. Do you really want to stream League at 8 a.m.? Because like playing League at 8 a.m. is one thing, but if you stream it, it's a whole other thing. Because like you gotta talk, and most of the time, you know, oh shit, you'd think you'd want to talk. You like, can I speak English properly? Like, oh, come on. You have to use your brain to think, then you have to use your brain to play as well. You gotta provide insightful commentary, or you gotta be funny. And you know, it's a lot more stressful. When you play League, if you're playing League and you're not like recording or streaming, you can be a lot more chillax. You don't have to use anywhere near as much of your brain. Plus, on the upside, if games get hella bad and you're just like, you're not feeling it, you can leave. You don't have to stay. Like if you're streaming and recording, like if you're streaming, you can't leave a game. That's blasphemous. You know, it's like etiquette or something. And like the other thing is like, you can't be toxic to people. Not that I'm that toxic. Oh, actually, funny story. Maybe not funny. So I was playing League of Legends with some of my Canadian bros, and we got invited to do 5v5s with a different Discord server, and then I misunderstood. So the first game, we picked 4 AP champions. We picked Lux, Morgana, Lilia, Xerath, I think. And then like I looked at our team like, you know, we need some AD damage, and we also need a frontline. So I picked Rengar, and in my mind I was gonna go Gore Drinker Rengar, and then I was like, oh, you know what's probably better is Sunder, so I went Sunder Rengar. And I went like Bruiser Rengar. I went Sunder, Gore Drinker, Sterix, like frontline stuff. And you know, the thing about Rengar is, even when you build Bruiser, you're gonna deal damage. You should not be there. There we go. So I ended up dropping a 34 kill game on them, and I felt kind of bad because their Kennen started complaining that they're like, oh, so this is why you didn't want to do random, because you wanted to be like sweaty. And here's the thing, on their team they had 2 gold players and a plat player, and our team we had nobody higher than silver 2, and that was me. So like, you know, I wanted to try my best. I didn't want to just get steamrolled. So the Ken in that game, who was salty, asked to run it back, and they picked some sweaty champs. They picked their Azir main, whose name was like, they had an Azir who was an Azir main, 900,000 mastery on him. Picked Azir. they picked Kog'Maw Mylio, which is a very, very OP this patch, because Kog'Maw got ADC items got crazy buffed for on-hit champions. Kog'Maw is the premier on-hit champion. They turned his best item into a mythic and gave it hybrid damage, plus Mylio gives attack range to Kog'Maw, so it's just an overall really busted combo. And then they also picked Urgot Rise, which are pretty strong champions in ARAM, I think. Urgot gets really beefy, Rise obviously does a lot of damage and scalar, so like, they were pretty sweaty. We ended up picking Yasuo, Xerath, Senna, Nami, Vladimir, and we were playing the game and it was pretty even. The first game was really even as well. They were actually at our Nexus, but we ended up winning. So the game was going pretty even, and then one of our players had their computer crashed and like their league crashed, so I paused the game. I paused the game because I was, like, it's a custom. If someone DC'd, it's like pretty good etiquette to pause the game to give them a chance to reconnect. But they refused the pause. They're kind of being dicks about it. I can't lie, I got a little mad because they're being kind of rude about it. So I started like getting really toxic. Well, not toxic. I started getting really try hard. It's like I was like flash one-shotting them. Because I got a pentakill, right? And then we had the DC, and then I paused it, and then they were like, oh, they were being generally unpleasant people about it, and not good sports. And I took it personally. Probably didn't need to. It probably wasn't actually that serious, but I'm not the most emotionally mature person as I play League of Legends. So I took it personally, and then basically what I did is Vladimir has one combo. If you've never played League, Vladimir has one combo. It's hold E, flash, press R, let go of E, then press Q, and it usually just one-shots people. And that's his entire combo, is that. So I was doing that, and I was completely taking over the game, and I was like flashing my mastery, all chatting question mark, and just being toxic because they're being annoying. And then someone's like, these are Andrew's friends, let's not be too toxic. I'm like, and then I kind of like, I was seeing red, I was like hulking out, and then someone said that, and then like it just calmed me down. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I don't know these people, but everybody else does. I should probably chill out a little bit. But I still ended up getting 30 kills, and then their Kog'Maw ended up blocking Andrew, and he was the plat player, so like the person getting the most tilted and heated was like their highest ranked player. So that's got to say something about people who play League, right? But like honestly, I had a good time. It was definitely not my best moment being that toxic for no reason, but it kind of felt good, like all the time you feel like, you try to be nice, you try to be good, you don't want to be toxic for no reason, you try to like, I can get toxic, like not crazy toxic, but like, I try not to, whenever I get frustrated with people, I try not to show it, maybe ping them a couple times, say my piece, and then shut up. Because, like, I think if someone does something stupid, say your piece and then shut up. That's kind of how I was with, like, any kind of competitive thing in sports. I was always like, if you have an argument with someone, say your piece, and then nut up or shut up, basically. And I'm kind of the same way with League, like, say your piece and then shut up. There's nothing more need to be said, but it felt really good to just, like, not do that. Like, to remove the filter and just be rude. Because one of the things is, I'm a really, really bad trash talker. Some people are just really good at trash talk. That's not me. Like, I can maybe, in an argument, come out with one good piece of trash talk, and that's it. Like, I do not have the intellectual wit to duel somebody with words. So that's generally why I don't get into fights with people over the internet, or like, it's like in games basically, because I don't have the mental agility to duel with them. Like, another part of the thing is, like, I get pretty emotional. It's not healthy, but like I let my emotions run wild a lot. I do let them control me, And again, that's not a healthy thing. Don't let yourself do that if you're like that. I'm aware of it, but it's not a good thing. So I find it like I take trash talk very personally. So I'm not good at arguing because I don't have the I can't dish it out and take it back. Like I can't really do either very well. So I just don't trash talk because I'm not good at it. And when you're not good at trash talk and you're emotional, usually what that ends up doing is you'll do something you regret. Say something maybe a little bit too over the line, just try and get that shock factor. Because usually that's what happens is like if you're bad at trash talk or you're bad at arguing, you get violent, right? You get violent, and if you can't be violent physically, you have to be violent verbally, right? So you'll end up saying something you really don't want to be saying in the heat of the moment, and then that can always lead to issues. So, you know, I'm not a perfect person, and I've definitely said some things I regret over trash talk, and you know, I did it like 1 or 2 times, and learned from those experiences enough to know, yeah, I'm just gonna not be like that anymore. I'm just not very good at being toxic. It's a skill. It's honestly a skill. You wouldn't think it, but it is. Maybe it's not the most useful skill, but if that's your skill, that's your skill. Because like, there's the other thing is, you know, you have the people who are really good at arguing and good at it, but then you have the people who are just like, who are like me, who are really, really bad at arguing, but are controlled by their emotions, but have absolutely no shame. Like they'll get angry, they'll rant, they'll scream, they'll cry, they'll break stuff, but like they don't care all that much. Cause like when I do stuff like that, I look at myself like, dude, come on, be an adult, you know, like be mature. But like some people just don't have that sort of inhibition. And that's like maybe that's not doesn't make them better at arguing, but it makes them more willing to argue because they don't actually have that sort of inhibition. It's not saying like they don't have any inhibitions, they just have weaker inhibitions, you know? Oh, hey, creeper. That's right. So one of the big perks of living in an ocean monument is no mobs can spawn within the bounding box of the ocean monument. However, that ocean monument bounding box does have a Y factor. It does have a Y axis. Unfortunately for me, that Y axis does not extend to build limit, so I do need to start lighting this up. I'm using glow lichen to light it up in testing, so I need to start farming some glow lichen. But I can't lie, this is some of the best progress I've ever made on these walls. I've had like 1 wall done for like a year. But then again, to be fair, these walls also need a ridiculous amount of copper. And the annoying, I really hate that I started building it out of copper, because copper in Deep Slate looks amazing. I love how it looks. But I could not have picked some like more worse blocks to build with. Like Deep Slate is very abundant, but it takes forever to mine because you can't insta mine it, even with haste 2 and an efficiency 5 pickaxe. Now, like, it's not as bad as building out of obsidian, but I think it's the second worst block, like worst. Well, like, you know, there's beacons, but like, you know, in terms of building blocks, it's probably like the second worst one you can pick, right outside of obsidian. And then you have copper, and copper is just a bitch to build with, because one, you need copper, and you can only get copper one of 2 ways. Or sorry, you can only get copper 2 ways. One is mining it, and 2 is killing drowned. So, I have this really odd tick about me, or this really odd idea in my head with Minecraft, is if I can get a material in a renewable way, when it has a way that's not renewable, I never use the non-renewable source. So you can get diamond tools and diamond armor infinitely. So I try to never ever use diamonds. You can get iron infinitely, so I never use iron ore if I can help it. And it's the same way with copper. Copper is a relatively new block to me, but because you can get it infinitely from drowned, I try to never use copper that I mine. So the only way for me to get copper is off drowned, but drowned don't drop it too often. I have a whole drowned farm up there. No, not up there. Over there. In that direction. I do have a whole drowned farm, and it works pretty well. So drowned farms, like, they take a while to kick up to speed, but when they do, they're really fast. And they drop a lot of, they spawn a lot of zombies, or a lot of drowned, but drowned just do not drop copper all that often. So, like, it takes hours and hours and hours of grinding, and every single piece of copper I've ever gotten from that farm has been put into this build, and you can see I've not even finished fully outlining the middle section. And then the entire sides need to be made out of copper. So copper is going to take me forever. The limiting factor with my build is copper. It's always going to be copper. I think the only way it wouldn't be copper is if I AFK'd overnight, but I'm really hesitant to AFK overnight in the copper farm because the copper farm is not fully AFKable, which means it needs player interaction in order for it to work, because drowned can only drop copper if killed by a player. And obviously it's just better to use looting 3. So you have to be AFK hitting it, but if you swing your sword, you lose hunger. So if you AFK overnight, you run the risk of starving to death. Now you can... Oh shit, where am I? Oh, I missed. You can set up a beacon to give yourself regeneration, and that does offset the hunger. Like, you won't starve to death if you have a regeneration 2 beacon. But I really, like, it doesn't sit right with me. Like, it feels... I'm scared of dying with it, even though in theory it shouldn't be possible. And I have died in the copper farm before because I left it. I was like, oh, I'll AFK it for a while and then come back before I starve, and then I starved really quick. But and the other really annoying thing is if you die in the copper farm, it is not it's built in a way that if you die, it resets fully. So the zombie disappears, and you have to spawn, and you have to get another one up there, either by spawning it at nighttime or dragging one up. So it's super annoying. Oh yeah, also the other big reason I don't AFK at the copper farm is you need to be AFK at it, and you need your computer to be, like, you need your player to be actively hitting stuff, so you can't use your computer while you're AFK. And like, I'm always like, yeah, I'd rather, like, I like watching stuff on my computer because my computer screen is way bigger than my laptop or phone. So that's another reason I don't generally leave it AFK. But now that I say that, I think I'm definitely gonna leave it AFK when I go to sleep today in like 20 minutes or whatever, when I get bored. But I'm actually almost done with this pillar. I think I'll have enough cobble or deep slate to do this. Once I finish this one, I'll see if I can finish up the middle pillar, because that would be a really huge step. That'd be like a lot of work done. It's crazy that I'm actually getting work done simply because I'm just so tired. I don't have the energy to waste. So like, I've been recently, when I've been logging onto Minecraft, I've been in like a really unmotivated state recently. Really, like, just a lack of energy, and it's like, part of it is the heat and part of it is the sleep schedule. So like, I'm waking up super late and it's hot, and I'm just not motivated to really do anything. So like, I've been logging into Minecraft to try and like just do something, and I just end up running around for a bunch of time, for maybe 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and just not accomplishing anything. So it definitely helps. Oh, I forgot I still have that tower. It definitely helps that like, I'm tired, so I don't have the energy to waste. Like, the only way I'm staying awake is by, putting work in. because I was doing some editing earlier, and I really, really, really wanted to finish it. Like, I was super energetic about it, and I really wanted to finish it, but it was like 4 a.m., and I just didn't have the inspiration needed to finish it. So I was like, you know what, I'll go to, like, I'll rest, and then I'll finish it later. But the issue with that plan is I was too hyper to rest, and it was technically like, you know, my sleep schedule was like, oh yeah, dude, you're supposed to be up for another 12 hours. So here I am, streaming Minecraft and placing blocks. And it's really hot right now. But I don't want to turn on my AC because I don't have a good noise filter set up on this mic yet. And if I turn on the AC, you won't be able to hear me at all. You'll just hear like the most annoying whining noise of a fan, and like, who wants to hear that? I also forgot I think I meant to have this up the entire time to show off like what music was playing, but I had it turned off because I forgot about it, and I'm just gonna keep it off because of that. You can hear the music, like, if you ever, by the way, if you ever like wonder what music is it any of this, my stream playlist is just the Riot Sessions playlists. So Riot has come out with 3 content creator friendly, copyright free, DMCA free, safe music to use on streams and videos. 3 separate tracks, and they're called Sessions. The first one is Sessions Vi. The second one is Sessions Diana, and the third one is Sessions Talia. I don't think they have any new one out. I think there hasn't been a new one in like a year. But the stream playlist is just a mixture of those 3 playlists. So if you ever wanted to find a song, and I don't have like the title, I don't have like the name of the song up, because I usually don't, then go looking in there, you'll find it eventually. Good luck to you, I'm sorry. Yeah, so sorry for that, but at least I tell you where to find it. Whew. Alright, I want to at least finish this tower. I think my plan in my head is finish this turret, Jesus. Finish this tower. Now that I look at it, the plan has changed. The plan is now use up the last of the deep slate that I have in that chest on this tower, and then stop streaming, probably go play League for a little bit, then go to sleep. And then I think I'll leave this open. I think I'll AFK on Minecraft while I sleep to try and gather some copper. Hopefully I don't lose 220 levels, because 220 levels is kind of a lot. This is not a hardcore world, so dying doesn't matter, but you know, if I don't have to die, I don't want to. When's my last death? Apparently I've never used a lectern or a loom. Interesting. I've only enchanted 116 items. Crazy. 200,000 jumps. Number of deaths. 79 deaths. Jesus Christ! 79 deaths is not a small amount of deaths. To be fair, this world is over 1,000 days. Oh yeah, by the way, I put that in the title. I forgot to show it off. I am now technically on day 1010. However, that day count is not official because the world day count has been reset multiple times. This is also not like the original world. I think this is this is either the original world or like backups turned original. I'm not sure because I've backed up the world before, but you know this world was started, I believe in Minecraft 1.15, and you know it's now currently in Minecraft 1.19. So there's been a lot of changes that have reset statistics and stuff like that and day counts. The craziest thing is, I believe so. To this direction, it's tropical ocean and then a desert, and then to this direction, it's cold ocean and then ice spikes. In one of my backups, one of my other copies of the world, in this place where I haven't built the base yet, it's fully tropical, so that ice biome doesn't exist. And then in one of my other creative versions, the tropical version doesn't exist, and this is just fully ice spikes biome. So it's really interesting seeing how the biomes change. Because I also do use not MC Edit. There's a program you can use to delete chunks of your world so that you can refresh them for updates, which is what I did in order to get in 1.19 to get the new terrain generation and to get mangrove swamps. And unfortunately, I don't like doing it, but I'm gonna have to do it again in order to get cherry blossoms because I've explored really far in this world, that I have to reset the outer chunks in order to get cherry blossoms because I'm absolutely going to be using cherry blossoms because, I mean, like how many mods have added cherry wood to the game? It's just like, it's such a beautiful wood type, and obviously I'm gonna make some kind of Japanese pagoda with cherry blossoms and stuff. Like I gotta. I actually haven't built a pagoda in a long time. So I'm gonna throw up. Oh, excuse me. And drink water. I do have another project I want to work on besides this base. So this base is going to be probably, if I had to guess, a never-ending project. Because once the upper towers are done, you have to do the interior of the towers, and then I have to do the underground portion of the base, and then after the underground portion, I have to do the underground cave system. And then after the underground cave system, or at some point then, I want to do some terraforming around it. So I actually want to tear down this ice biome a little bit to expand it and give me more room in the ocean and build like a volcanic island ring, like a Pacific island or like a Hawaii island type of thing, like a ring of fire. That's just an idea I have. And then I also want to, no way I did that. I also want to remove the seafloor. I want to remove the seafloor and replace it with glass and build like a really cool cave system like that. So this build is more than likely going to be an infinite time period. It's probably never going to get done. The world will probably, this base will probably still have changes that I want to make to it long after I'm dead. Just because I'm a slow builder. But one of the projects that I want to do before embarking on anything new is finish my main base, because my base at World Spawn is actually technically not finished either. I stopped making it because I needed to, I wanted sea lanterns, and then I started building a sea base when I wanted to get sea lanterns because I needed to get more sea lanterns. I needed to light up caves. In order to light up caves, I needed to be around the world more, and to be around the world more, I need like resources. So I have to set up a base, and then I just started building in the base basically. Basically. Where was I going with this? Right, the other project. So I need to finish this base. I need to finish my main base. And that's just the base. It's not even like the stuff around that compound. But after I do that, I have a base that I think a year or two ago I played on a server with my Canadian friends, and I built an Aztec temple on it, and it's probably one of my favorite builds. I never fully finished it, but like just the progress I did on it was amazing. And in fact, I can show you. So the server's been dead for like a year, I think, maybe 2 years. But I do have a copy of the server before we abandoned it. And this is my Aztec base. So I never finished it. I built it in the middle of a swamp. So I had to like dig out the bottom and stuff. Obviously, like the middle part that's dug out here was all swamp, and I had to remove that. Had to cut some swamp down here, and it's not fully finished, but you can see like the scale of it. So this is actually only about a fourth of the bill, or not a fourth, like a it's a little bit less than half, because it would be this same design flipped upside down with something in the middle. So I finished a little bit less than half of it. Plus, there would also be this pillar here would connect to a pillar there. If you can imagine like an arch here, and then it would do the same on all 4 sides, and then it would be upside down. There's something in there. So this is one of my favorite builds that I've done, and it's not fully finished because, you know, it's pretty massive undertaking. And like one of my favorite things about it is like it doesn't use any crazy blocks, right? Like it's literally just different types of stone and some wood. The inside's not finished either, so it's super easy to build, especially for like even if you're early game, because you can build it just out of smooth stone. So super easy to actually get materials for, because it's just stone and dirt, and then you get a little bit of glowstone here and there. So it's like not too much of a resource grind, because it's big but easy materials to get. And obviously you can spruce it up with other stuff, but the main bulk of the build is easy to get materials. Not like my current build, which the main bulk of this build is not easy to get materials. Time consuming materials. Why? Because I'm a masochist, apparently. Is that gonna hit me? No, it's not. Actually, it was. But yeah, so that is another build that I want to build. So I actually have a place in mind for where I want that build to go, and it's in the ocean of my current base. But I just oh my god, I'm dying. It's just a little bit bigger than I had initially anticipated, so it can't go exactly where I wanted, because my base has like this sort of inlet, and it won't fit in there. It's gonna have to go in the middle of the ocean, but that is exactly where I wanted it anyway. Okay, unfortunately though, it does look like I have run out of deep slate in that chest, and that is where I wanted to end it off. So I'll give it a quick fly over there so I can look at my progress. That's always nice to do. It looks good. I mean, obviously it's nowhere near finished, but it's definitely starting to come. I can't believe I missed a block there. That is so annoying. It's definitely starting to come together. Having 3 of the 4 pillars done, or at least 3 of the 4 pillars structure done, makes a massive difference. Like, it's starting to look like a real base. The only thing I'm noticing now is it does look pretty cramped. I can't lie. But I'm hoping once I get the design in, they'll be better. And I do actually have a design for the top of the pillars as well. I did not initially have a design for it, but I do now. I'm just turning this off because I'm going to AFK, and I don't want this running while I'm AFK, because the chests will overflow. Yeah, okay, that's good. It is starting to look good. I don't have the design for the middle tower finished yet. Hopefully this isn't overflowed yet. It's not. Good. Okay. But yeah, starting to look really good. Starting to look really, really good. It's going to look amazing fully built because it's going to be all lit up. Unfortunately, I can't keep daylight cycle off in this world because I don't have access, because it's a single player world, no access to creative shit. Oh hey there, but it's gonna look really good, and I do think now that I said I wanted to raise the ice biome, I think a more interesting idea is going to be, instead of removing the ice biome to create mountains, I think making the mountains out of ice will be more interesting. So taking like sort of this ice spikes biome here and making a circular ring around my base. And I think ice biomes with coral could look pretty cool. The only issue I have to worry about is running into my mob farm. I don't know how I'm going to handle that, because I built it over the ocean so it spawns better, but I did not really future-proof it. But I think it'll look really cool. But, that'll be like months and months of work to get done. Oh, before I do go, I know I'm putting off stopping because I kind of... Once you get started, you don't really want to stop, but I do want to stop. I want to show off really quickly the changes I've made to my my home base. So my home base hasn't really been a home base for months. Like, basically at this point, my home base is the sea base, and my home base is just world spawn. But I did do a bit of work here that I want to show off. So I'm gonna do that. So the first thing I did is I've actually come up with a design for the middle tower. So I had a couple of designs floating around for the middle tower that I hadn't settled on, but with the introduction of mahogany, I've settled upon this design. I forewent the spruce and deep slate, and I forewent the iron and tinted glass designs that I had going because I thought they just didn't fit the build. So originally this base was designed in 1.16. It was 1.16 when I started this world, because I designed this base specifically for 1.16 world because I wanted to use these new blocks. And I never finished the build. And so it sort of evolved with time, so that middle bit is going to have a more 1.18/1.20 vibe with the mahogany and deep slate. And then the top half is going to still be a globe, I'm pretty sure. I'm still probably going to make it a globe. This is the inlet I was talking about. This is where initially I wanted the Aztec tower to go, but it's too small. So I'm going to put the Aztec tower out here in the middle of this ocean. Probably right here. I think this is where I've already marked off a spot for it. It's going to be in there somewhere. What are you doing here? You should not. No. Be gone. There's a trident thrower. Where is he? Did he drop it? No, he did not. I'm now realizing with that trident thrower is I don't think I've seen my shield in years. No idea where my shield went. Oh well. But yeah, so Aztec Temple is going to go basically right here is going to be the center, and then that creeper farm is getting torn down for a couple of reasons. Like one big reason is I just don't need it anymore, and then what else am I going to do? Oh yeah, all these beacons are getting replaced and destroyed because they're duped. And then the big progress I've made is actually rebuilding my TNT, my cobblestone farm, because it broke. I accidentally blew it up and I couldn't fix it because I kept blowing it up. But I fixed it. And then I built a path. That's the other big thing. I actually built a path design here, and I'm gonna have it across the entire thing. I'm going to remove all the carpet here. Because I had carpeted it to spawn proof everything, and I think I'm gonna remove basically all the carpet. I do like the carpet in some areas, so I might keep it in some areas, but I'm gonna remove most of the carpet. But I was lying. Really, the big progress is back here. I did a bit of deforestation. I actually removed the entire forest back here. The only trees left are double trees. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace the forest that was back here with mangrove trees because they're really cool looking. I just need to farm up a bunch of saplings because they're kind of hard to farm. But after I rebuild the forest, or maybe before I rebuild the forest, I'm gonna terraform a mountain over here. So I've already started it. You can see. I think it's gonna be too small. I think this right here. I think the layout I have currently, that width is not gonna be enough for what I have in mind. I'm not certain yet because I don't have a concrete idea in my mind. I want it to basically match up with that. I just don't know if I want it to go higher. But I want a ring around my main base. So I want these mountains to sort of connect. So it'll be stone mountains and then dirt mountains and then sand mountains over here. And then it'll come back around and become maybe dirt mountains again. I'm not sure if I'll probably make it coarse dirt to be more savanna-y. And then I want this giant C-shaped mountain ring around my base, and the opening is gonna be the ocean basically. So it'll look really good when I'm done. I just don't know what I'm gonna do about the water, because I like the river. I like the river and I love the bamboo. But I think I might need to expand the river a little bit. And then I do have plans. I don't have plans, but I do want to do something with this ravine, because natural spawning ravines are pretty cool. Oh, missed. My wings are about to die anyway. So yeah, those are the plans I have. And then obviously I have to light up the caves underneath spawn, because I never did that, and it definitely needs to happen. Like, it desperately needs to happen. I wonder if my iron farm always gets filled up because it's in a spawn chunk, so I might need to check on it. No, we're doing good. Okay. But yeah, those are the plans, and then obviously, like, I have to redo the inside of this. I've actually finally come up with a plan for the interior of my main base again, because I've changed that design like 30 different times. Ugh. I'm pretty sure I've changed the design for the interior like 30 different times. But, like 30 different times. But this is like the rough amalgamation of what it's going to look like for this. At the top, it's going to be like a globe. You can see this is the design I've been working on. I finally figured out a design for the top here. And for the inside, I've finally come up with something I really like. This design is okay for the floor. The only thing is I think I want to make the top half bigger. Because I actually really like how the deep slate rigging dirt looks like. And I wanted it to be enough for the chest at first. But now I want enough to also store some of these iron golems and not just chests. So I'm gonna expand it by probably like 2 blocks, so it matches up with this ring, and that'll give me enough space to work with. But I do like how this goes, and then it's going to be redstone lamps, which I never used, and it's going to be connected up, and I'm actually going to have a switch I can turn lights on and off. It'll be cool. But I finally come up with a design I like. So originally it was like this with quartz and like that, but I decided I'm going to go with this. So I'm switching out the warped wood planks and the quartz. So this is the original design with the sandstone walls. Sorry for coughing so much. I have something in my throat. I should drink some water. So my original design for the what are you doing there? I wonder if that's in my actual world. So my original design was this: warped wood, blackstone, quartz, and mossy stone bricks with sandstone walls. But as you can imagine, like, I took a look at it recently and I'm like, yeah, that just doesn't flow. And so I turned it into this, where I removed the quartz with deep slate in the 1.18 version or 1.19, because deep slate's a little bit darker, it looks better. And then I started adding glowberries as torches, And I liked the look of this, but in my mind, I'm like, something about it doesn't feel right. And so I remade it into this a month or two ago. I gotta blow my nose. And I'm pretty happy with this, and this is what I'm gonna go with as like the final design. The only thing I might change is these mossy slabs to cobblestone slabs. I'm not certain on that yet, because I think mossy cobblestone just adds a little bit more texture, but I'm not settled on the change yet. But the really big change here is switching the planks, the dark oak here, with mahogany, and then adding a second layer of sandstone here to accentuate it, because I think mahogany plus sandstone looks really good, and I would also have to do it like this. No, would it be like this, or would I think this would look better. I think the sandstone plus mahogany gives it off like that Spanish sort of vibe. Like, I don't know what that's like, what Spanish style houses are called, but like that. And then mangrove trapdoors look really good here, and then replace the blue wood with the red. And it's also a nice contrast from the outside. And then I have the 4 lamps still here, but then I had a really cool idea to have like varying chain lengths of soul lamps here, which look really good. And the only other change I thought about doing, which I actually really liked, is replacing these glow berries in the wall with frog lights. Because frog lights look, yellow frog lights, what are they called? Ochre frog lights with mangrove trapdoors look stunning. This just looks so good. This just looks so good. But the reason I didn't go with that plan, even though I really liked it. Oh. Huh. The reason I didn't go with that plan is when you have the trapdoors here, and here all at the same height, it doesn't look quite the same. Because one reason I really liked this design was you had like the varying heights here, but because I have sandstone here, I don't have like that extra length. I don't have that extra block where the trapdoor would be like this. Oops. Like this. It would be like at a different height. So adding all 4 just made it look too barry, and so I removed it completely. And I thought glowberries looked better than just naked frog lights, because frog lights have like this border, and without a trapdoor to border it, it just looks kind of weird. Also, the other reason is another like decision in that factor was I actually don't have any frog lights in my world in any way, shape, or form, because frog lights are a relatively new block and I just haven't gotten any. I do have 2 frogs in my base, but I've not made a that looks really good. The glowstone looks really good too. I've not made any frog farm because you need a magma component to them, and I just don't have the heart to set up a nether farm, basically. Like, I just don't have the desire to make a nether farm, basically. But yeah, those are my plans for the base. It should look really fire. When I'm done, the inside's going to be made out of just birch. I thought about adding sandstone as like a gradient, because... Oh, I love this song. What is it called? It's called Bear Friends. I thought about adding a gradient because I thought it could look good if you use sandstone and oak wood as a gradient with the birch, but I'm not certain if I'm gonna do it, because it is gradients. In my opinion, gradients don't tend to work as well in single block environments. Because the block is only, because it's only a 1 block thick design, I don't know if gradients look the best in a 1 block thick design. If it was like, if it was 2 blocks, or maybe if it was like 1 or 2 blocks, sorry, 2 or 3 blocks, I would consider it. But like when you do 1 block gradients, it doesn't really look like a gradient because it's so thin, you know? But anyway, I said I was going to stop streaming a long time ago, so I'm going to end the stream here. But if you watched it, I do enjoy it. I do appreciate it. I do always love, you know, interactions with people, like on streams and videos and stuff. If you're watching this as like a VOD on Twitch or YouTube, check out my YouTube, youtube.com/@josh8333. I make gaming stuff. Mostly, I like making montages of League stuff. And I'd love it if you checked it out. I spent a lot of time on most of them. Some of them less than others, but you know, those are my pride and joy. So I really love it if you went over, took a look at them, tell me what you liked, tell me what you didn't like, stuff like that. And also, if you want to subscribe on YouTube, that'd be cool, because at 1,000 subscribers, I have an idea for something cool that I want to do. And I'm only about 200 away, so that'd be cool. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And have a wonderful day.